Hi there everybody, this is Kelly from Bray, and we are going to do a very quick explainer on straw so that we can kind of discuss straw versus hay. We very conveniently have this field being harvested out here of wheat, so we've got all of our combines out there trucking along. You can see up here at the top of this one, that's all of the wheat sitting up there. They harvest it with that front, and then it goes, all the seed goes up there, and the straw and the chaff gets churned out the back. They then go and fill up this hopper trailer, and that hopper trailer is going to go put it in the big semis that take it on away to the grain storage facility. So like I said, they're out there. They're just finishing up for the day. You can see that one chugging along. He is harvesting that wheat, and you can see spitting out the back is actually straw. So as we can see here, this is our wheat field. That's the harvested bit. This bit is unharvested. We've got, this is all ripe grain, ripe wheat here. And you can see we've got these different parts of the plant. We've got these stalks, some leaves, the heads. Your grain is going to be found in there. You see those little wheat seeds in there? So that's your grain. And then we have all of this chaff that comes off of the grain. And then we have our stalks here. So what these stalks will be is actually your straw. So we've got windrows here. They're gonna bale those up. Here's your straw. And this is what you're feeding to your animals. So you've got some chaff, some straw. There's a little bit of this beard. There's the inside of the head where the grain is. And the straw, because we have removed all of the seed from these stalks, your straw is largely the stalks and, like I said, the chaff, but the seeds are where your nutrition is in these plants. So all of your carbs, your protein, your starches are up there in the seed. That's being taken away, and what we're left with is these woody stalks that are just essentially fiber and really not much of anything else. So that is why, and this is the same for barley. Obviously this field is wheat, but barley is the same. So that is why our straw is going to be lower calorie, lower nutrition than your hay or your grains. And again, these windrows here, that will get baled up. We'll go follow a baler here in a minute and see how that works. I've got my feed pan out here, and we're just going to do a real quick little comparison. This is wheat straw. That's what I just pulled off this field here. This is barley straw. That is what I have in compressed bales to feed my donkeys. Most of you will hear that donkeys can eat both wheat or barley. Largely, the difference is going to be the texture, and you can kind of see that a little bit here. And I will give it that this is particularly fluffy barley straw, but you can see here with this texture that this is just a little finer and a little softer, and that is actually just a little bit preferable to your animals. They do like that little bit of a finer texture versus this wheat that's going to be a little bit, it takes a little bit to break that up. So like they say, if your animals don't have good dentition, they are going to struggle just a little bit more with that rougher texture of that wheat straw there. It's a little bit, I had to push fairly hard on that to break that apart. So it's a little woodier. You're gonna have a little bit more fiber, a little bit harder time chewing that up than this barley straw, which you can see is nice and soft. So that's the difference between your wheat straw and your barley straw. Again, they can eat wheat straw. It's not gonna hurt them usually. If they've got good teeth, they'll be all right. They just tend to prefer the texture of the barley straw a little bit more. Texture plays a big part in palatability. So that's why you are going to generally want to feed barley straw over wheat straw, but you can feed wheat straw. And I just want to give a quick reminder as well, just simply if you're looking through feed labels or anything like that, straw is a byproduct of grain production, of wheat, barley, what have you. So this is just your reminder, byproduct is not a dirty word. That right there is the product that we're growing in this field, that wheat. like I said, it's durum wheat. It's going to usually go to make pasta. And then we have this leftover straw. And that leftover straw is what you're going to feed your donkeys. They can also feed it to cattle and things like that. We just try to utilize as much of the crop as we can, and obviously it's beneficial to some of that livestock. So that straw will be baled up. All of this stubble will be disked back into the field to add a little bit of organic matter back into the ground. If we don't bale that straw up, it does just get disked back into the field so that we've got some organic matter, and we can hold on to water a little bit better in that soil, and we can feed some of those microbes. So again, we've got this wheat field here. The goal crop is going to be that durum wheat harvested there with that equipment. And then our byproduct of this field is the straw that we'll bale up and sell as livestock feed. Okay, so here we see him baling up the straw. We've got a fellow over here. He's doing moisture testing. That's what he's got in his hand there, is a moisture tester to make sure that this straw is good and dry. Like I said, unlike hay, which they cut when it's wet and leave it to dry in the sun, typically they can just run right after this wheat and bale up this straw. We've also got, well, there's a little roadsider over there taking the bales that they picked up. Put them in a stack. But we've got these folks, they'll just run down these windrows. These are big half-ton bales. So they've got these baler, and they're going to run down these windrows and just plunk all these bales out here out in the field. And that roadsider will gather them up, stack them up, load them on the trucks, and away they go. Typically nobody's using these big bales for their little hobby farms just because they're a bit of a hassle to deal with. Some folks might if they're going to go stick them out in the pasture in a net, but in Arizona and often in these smaller farms you just have the 100-pound bales. I don't know if there's any machine quite as fun to watch as a roadsider, but he's just going to cruise around, pick up all those bales, stick them up top there. And of course, like I said, these are big bales, so they are a little bit different how they stack them than those small bales. But he's going to pick all those up, and then he's going to boogie on down the road to where the haystack is and stack those up. We'll squeeze the pick and put up on the trailer.